Stop. Just for a moment, stop everything. I want you to forget every diagram you've ever seen of a tiny dot exploding into a galaxy-filled universe. I want you to erase the comforting story of the Big Bang. Because we have been lied to. Not by scientists, not by governments, but by the very nature of reality itself. And the lie is this, that our universe has a beginning. What if the Big Bang wasn't a beginning at all? What if it was an accident, a crime of cosmic proportions? Let's treat this not as cosmology, but as a forensic investigation. The universe is our crime scene, and the first piece of evidence is the silence, the profound microwave silence that fills the void between galaxies. It's too perfect, too smooth, as if a tremendous violence was quickly, expertly cleaned up. The official story calls this inflation, a convenient, unproven magic trick that solves the problem. But what if the smoothness is the calm after a catastrophic breach? Picture this. Our universe isn't a solitary bubble. It's a wound, a tear in the fabric of something infinitely larger and more ancient. Imagine a reality with more dimensions, with different, more fundamental laws. Stable, eternal, and then a flaw, a rift, a schism. The Big Bang was the moment a piece of that reality tore itself free, collapsing into the 3 dimensions and single timeline we call home. The immense heat and energy weren't from a birth. They were the fever of a system going into shock, establishing a new desperate equilibrium. Look at the clues we ignore every day. Why are the laws of physics so perfectly, impossibly fine-tuned for life? It's not a miracle. It's a constraint. These are the only laws that could survive the trauma. They are the default settings of a runaway system. The mysterious dark energy that's now ripping the universe apart at the seams, that's not a force of nature. It's the aftermath. It's the lingering tension of the rupture, like a spring still uncoiling from a break that happened 13.8 billion years ago. Every galaxy flying away from every other isn't an expansion. It's a continued flight from the epicenter of a crime we don't remember committing. We are not the children of a creator. We are the orphans of a catastrophe. We are not living in a universe that was born. We are living inside a universe that escaped. And the most terrifying, thrilling question of all is, what was on the other side of that rupture? And are they looking for us? Welcome. Please find a comfortable space and allow your mind to wander beyond the single greatest story ever told. We are going to dismantle the cornerstone of modern cosmology, not with a hammer, but with a question. What if the primeval atom, the initial singularity, the fiery birth scream of the cosmos was simply never there? What if the Big Bang never happened? Our hook, our point of departure from consensus reality, begins not in the past, but in the present, with a simple, yet devastatingly complex observation. The universe is uncomfortably smooth. The cosmic microwave background radiation, that faint echo we interpret as the afterglow of the bang, is a perfect, almost unnerving thermal equilibrium. It's a uniform bath of heat, with only the most infinitesimal of fluctuations. The Big Bang Theory accounts for this with a concept called inflation, a fantastically brief period of faster-than-light expansion that ironed out all the wrinkles. But what if this smoothness isn't a consequence of a violent event? What if it is a fundamental, eternal property? Imagine, if you will, that the universe isn't expanding from a point, but is and always has been infinite. An endless, static, yet dynamically alive plenum. In this view, the redshift of distant galaxies, the key evidence for expansion, is not a Doppler shift caused by motion, but a tired light phenomenon. Perhaps photons, on their epic journeys across billions of light years, gradually lose energy to the fabric of space-time itself, a subtle interaction that robs them of wavelength, making them appear redder. This static universe model, championed by figures like Fred Hoyle as the steady-state theory, proposed that matter is continuously created in the voids left by receding galaxies to maintain a constant density. While the classic steady state has fallen out of favor, the core idea is our hook. What if the universe has no beginning because it never had a need for one? What if time, like space, is truly infinite, and the Big Bang is merely our local event horizon, a veil beyond which we cannot see, misinterpreted as a birth? This isn't just a different model, it's a different philosophy of existence. It replaces a creation story with an eternal narrative. The question then transforms from how did it all begin to what is the eternal nature of what is? This shifts the entire burden of explanation from initial conditions to ongoing processes, opening a door to a cosmos far grander and more mysterious than one born in a single violent instant. If there was no beginning, then what is the engine of reality? Our second hook is a concept that has haunted human mythology and modern physics alike: the Phoenix universe, reborn not from fire, but from silence. This is the cyclic model, but not as you might know it. We are not speaking of a big crunch, a violent collapse into a singularity that then rebounds. That still contains a bang of sorts. Instead, imagine an eternal rhythmic dance of phases. Picture the universe as a vast cosmic lung, inhaling and exhaling over scales of time so immense that 1 trillion years is but a single heartbeat. In the exhale phase, what we call dark energy dominates. Space expands, galaxies are pushed beyond their observable horizons, matter becomes increasingly dilute, and the universe grows cold, dark, and empty. It approaches a state of maximum entropy, a cosmic heat death. But what if heat death is not the end? What if it is a seed? In this near nothingness, in the profound quiet of a universe spread infinitely thin, a transformation occurs. The very quantum fields that underpin reality, frozen into their lowest energy state, don't simply remain silent. Through a process akin to quantum tunneling or a spontaneous fluctuation on a universal scale, the vacuum of space itself undergoes a phase transition. Think of it like water, supercooled to below freezing. It remains liquid until a tiny disturbance triggers a rapid, catastrophic freezing. In our cosmic lung analogy, the inhale begins. The dark energy field decays, its repulsive force vanishing, and is replaced by a contracting force. The universe begins to pull itself back together. But here's the crucial, unique twist. It doesn't collapse into a point. Because the universe is inherently infinite, it contracts everywhere at once. Density increases uniformly across the infinite expanse. The cosmic microwave background smoothness is no longer a puzzle to be solved by inflation. It is a relic of the previous cycle's long, cold, equilibrating exhalation. The galaxies we see are not the result of seeds from a quantum fluctuation, but the remnants of structures that formed in a previous cosmic cycle, their information somehow preserved or imprinted onto the fabric of space-time during the transition. This universe has a metabolism, not a birth certificate. It breathes. It has no creator, only an eternal, cyclical existence. The evidence for our Big Bang becomes merely the evidence of our current phase, a single frame in an infinitely long film. This model elegantly sidesteps the problem of the singularity, a point of infinite density where the laws of physics break down, by never passing through one. It replaces the mystery of creation with the mystery of eternal return, a concept both ancient and profoundly unsettling in its implications for time and existence.
Now let us venture into the most radical territory. Our third hook emerges from the world of black hole physics and string theory. What if the Big Bang is a shadow on a wall? This is the promise of the holographic universe. The principle suggests that all the information contained within a volume of space can be encoded on its boundary surface. A three-dimensional universe could be a projection from a two-dimensional surface. Apply this to the origin, and a staggering possibility arises. Our four-dimensional spacetime, three of space, one of time, is a holographic projection from a boundary that surrounds us. But what boundary exists for the entire cosmos? The answer might be that the Big Bang is not an event in time, but the moment when this cosmic hologram booted up. Time, as we experience it, is an emergent property, not a fundamental one. In this model, the universe didn't begin 13.8 billion years ago. That date is simply the point at which the cosmic projection achieves coherence. The past, all the way down to what we call the singularity, is a reconstructed narrative, much like a movie being played from a DVD. The DVD itself is not experiencing the story in sequence. The entire film is encoded on its surface. The Big Bang is the first frame we can decode. What lies before is not a win, but perhaps a different kind of reality, a timeless, spaceless domain of information, a cosmic hard drive. The smoothness of the universe is then a reflection of the fundamental simplicity of the code on the boundary. The laws of physics are not laws at all, but the operating system of the simulation. This idea forces us to confront the nature of reality itself. Is the Big Bang's overwhelming energy a true creation event, or is it simply the maximum processing power required to render the highest resolution details of the simulation? As we look farther back in time, towards higher energies, we're essentially pushing the simulation to its limits, approaching the point where the code might become visible, like seeing the pixels on a screen if you get too close. The search for a theory of quantum gravity is then the search for the source code. This isn't merely an alternative to the Big Bang, it's a paradigm that questions the very nature of existence, suggesting that our quest for a beginning is a category error, a flaw in our perception of what time and space truly are.